Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We were from group 9. So today we were going talking about or explaining about classroom actions research. So this is our member group. The first is me, Cici Misaifa, and then Saida Tuzakia, and then Fatika Nurrahmawati, and then Fadila Nisa, and the last is Olivia Tamara. So this is our table of content. The first is definitions, second is purpose, and then types, step, differences, and the last is conclusions. So do you know what is classroom actions research? So classroom actions research, or CIR, is a research that do by the teacher in the class or in the teaching place that focus on the process refinement of the learning. Classroom actions research atau penelitian tindakan kelas adalah research yang dilakukan oleh teacher di kelas ataupun di tempat mengajar mereka yang fokus kepada proses penyempurnaan dari pembelajaran. Classroom actions research is to be a tool for solving the problems that emerging in the class and to be in service training that the teachers use their skills and new method to improve the teaching analytical skills. Then to provide the alternative solutions for the problems in the class. So, classroom actions research atau CIR bisa disebut sebagai alat untuk menyelesaikan masalah-masalah yang muncul di dalam kelas dan to be in service training yang dimana teachers itu menggunakan kemampuan mereka dan metode-metode baru untuk improve kemampuan analitis mereka dan untuk menyediakan alternatif solusi yang ada untuk menyelesaikan problem di dalam kelas.
Tell about the purposes of classroom action research. So the purposes of action research in school and classroom: first, to improve the quality of content, input, process, and learning outcomes in school. Second, helping teachers and other educators in solving learning and educational problems inside and outside the classroom. Third, improve the professional attitude of teacher and other educators. 4. Developing an academic in the school environment to create a proactive attitude in making continuous improvement to the quality of education or learning. Jadi, tujuan dari classroom action research ini yang pertama untuk meningkatkan mutu isi, masukan, proses, dan hasil pendidikan dan pembelajaran di sekolah. Lalu yang kedua, untuk membantu guru dan tenaga kependidikan lainnya dalam mengatasi masalah pembelajaran dan pendidikan di dalam dan luar kelas. Lalu yang ketiga, meningkatkan sikap profesional pendidik dan tenaga kependidikan. Yang keempat, menumbuh kembangkan budaya akademik di lingkungan sekolah sehingga tercipta sikap proaktif di dalam melakukan perbaikan mutu pendidikan atau pembelajaran secara berkelanjutan. So I wanna explain about the types of classroom action research. The first type is diagnostic research, designed by guiding researchers towards an action. Jadi di dalam tipe ini, peneliti mendiagnosis dan memasuki situasi yang terdapat di dalam latar penelitian. Contohnya, ketika peneliti berupaya menangani perselisihan, pertengkaran, konflik yang dilakukan antar siswa di dalam kelas atau di suatu sekolah, maka peneliti harus mendiagnosis dan mengobservasi langsung bagaimana kejadian itu terjadi. Then the second is participant. So in this type, the researchers who will carry out the research should be directly involved in the research process from the beginning until the result in form of report. Jadi di tipe partisipan ini, peneliti terlibat langsung dalam penelitian mulai dari awal, pengumpulan data, analisis hingga hasil akhir yang berupa laporan. Then the third type is empirical. Empirical class action research is when the researchers attempt to carry out an action and record what is done and what happened during the action. Jadi di tipe empiris ini, peneliti berupaya melaksanakan suatu tindakan atau aksi dan membuka apa yang dilakukan dan apa yang terjadi selama aksi berlangsung. Pada prinsipnya, proses penelitiannya berkenaan dengan penyimpanan catatan dan pengumpulan pengalaman peneliti dalam pekerjaannya sehari-hari. Then the last type is experimental. Experimental class action research is when the classroom action research conduct by trying to apply various techniques or strategies effectively and efficiently in teaching and learning activity. Jadi di tipe eksperimental ini, Penelitian diselenggarakan dengan berupaya menerapkan berbagai teknik atau strategi secara efektif dan efisien di dalam suatu kegiatan belajar mengajar. Dengan dilakukannya tipe ini, diharapkan peneliti dapat menentukan cara mana yang paling efektif dan efisien dalam rangka untuk mencapai tujuan pengajaran.
Right. The next part that I will be presented is the steps in action classroom research. Alright. The next part that I will be presented is the steps in action classroom research. So, in general, what is research? Classroom action research is done through a cycle into 4 steps. The experts Kennis and Taggart state that research started by planning, implemented, observed, and reflection. Jadi, penelitian itu, terutama pada classroom action research, itu menggunakan 4 steps dalam penelitiannya. Yang pertama, melakukan perencanaan atau planning. Yang kedua, mengimplementasikan hasil research itu ke dalam kelas. Dan ketiga, diobservasi. Dan yang keempat, melakukan reflection. Next one is about classroom action research model, which is most models present action research as a cycle, starting with questions and then ending with more questions. The image above, for example, we should identify a problem with questions, then we should plan the research, then collecting the gathering data, for example, from the results grade of the students, from questionnaires or interview, and etc. And then we should analyze and interpret the data that we have gathered, that reflect it. And then after we done it, we should share and take action about the research results. And then we should go back to identify the problem, whether if the previous research that we had done is not good enough. The image above is intended to capture the cyclic nature of classroom action research. Jadi untuk classroom action research itu memang bentuknya lingkaran. Jadi itu sebuah proses berkelanjutan, dimana setelah kita sampai di produk akhir, yaitu membagikan hasil research kita ke teman-teman guru lain atau mereka yang tertarik dengan classroom research, kita akan balik lagi kembali kepada identifying the problem. Or also other experts, which is in line with Strickland. There is Borg, Gall, and Gall in 1993. They also state there are 7 steps in doing classroom action research model. The first one is identify the classroom. The meaning is we should identify the questions that related to the classroom, whether is the method in this teaching for the student is good enough, or my students prefer group work or individual work, something like that. And the second step is examining research applicable. The meaning is we should look into the studies or literature review about, for example, the impact of in the teaching and learning from the literature review. And the third one is choose teaching design. Alright, based from the identify the classroom, we should choose a teaching design that would work most effectively in answering your questions, your research questions. For example, you may teach in chapter 1 using a communicative approach. Then in chapter 2, you may using a task-based approach, something like that. And the fourth step is collecting the data. The meaning is collecting the data you need to help answer your research questions. We can gathering the data from the students' grades, from the result of survey, questionnaires, interview, and observation, and many other methods. And the next step is analyze the data to make a conclusion. The meaning is we should analyze our collected data, then we make a graph or table to categorize various anecdotes to make a note in line during the analysis process. The next step is implement the strategy based on the research. The meaning is after we discovered the strategy we already used was helpful, then we should use it. But if the strategy that we implemented in the classroom is not good in our classroom, then we should revise it again. And the last step is we should share our research with the college. The meaning is after we have done the research and make a conclusion about it, we should share our findings to our college teacher or maybe even the principals, so that we can know that classroom action research is basically essential in the learning process. To conclude, classroom action research is following a series repeated steps. Jadi teman-teman, classroom action research itu adalah sebuah proses yang selalu berulang, yaitu lingkaran selalu berulang, di mana jika putaran pertama itu sudah selesai dan didapatkan sebuah hasil, maka putaran kedua pasti akan terjadi. Bisa jadi itu sebuah bentuk perkembangan dari yang ada di research putaran pertama. Dan proses ini bertujuan agar para guru, teachers, dapat untuk menginvestigasi peristiwa-peristiwa apa saja yang terjadi ketika melakukan sebuah proses belajar dalam kelas. Dan the goals atau tujuan dari classroom action research ini supaya kita, para guru, mampu mendapatkan sebuah pemahaman dan dapat mengembangkan solusi-solusi yang terjadi di dalam sebuah masalah yang pasti terjadi di dalam kelas. Itu saja, terima kasih.
Next is the differences between formal research and classroom action research. The first one is training needed by researcher. Most formal research methods require extensive training to be used properly. Most education practitioners can carry out action research on their own or in collaboration with colleagues or with the aid of research specialists. They don't need advanced skill in research and interpretation. The one is the goals of the research. The goal of formal research are to produce knowledge that is generalized to broad population of interest to develop and test theories. By contrast, action research is aimed at obtaining knowledge that can be applied directly to the local situation. And next, methods of identifying the problem to be studied. In formal research, problems for investigation usually are identified through a review of previous research. Researchers may choose to study problems that interest them, but they tend to be problems that do not relate to their work responsibilities. In action research, like the educator investigate precisely those problems that they perceive to interfere with their efficacy and perhaps that of their colleague, or that involves important goals they want to achieve in their work. Next is procedure for literature review. In formal research, an extensive literature review focusing on the primary source of material that necessary. The review is needed to give the research thorough understanding of the current state of knowledge about the problem that being investigated. For action research, researchers only need to gain a general understanding of the area that being studied. Next is sampling approach. In informal research, researchers aim to select either a random or representative sample of the population to eliminate sampling bias as a possible factor affecting to their result. However, in action, researchers use as subject the student or client with whom they typically work. Next is research design. Formal research emphasizes detailed planning to control for extraneous variables that can confuse the interpretation of the result. By contrast, in action, researchers plan their procedure more loosely, make change freely during the action phase of the study, if they appear likely to improve the practical situation and complete the study fairly quickly. Next is measurement procedure. Researchers who do formal studies attempt to find the most valid and reliable measures that are available. In action researchers, they often use convenient measure or standard tests such as those routinely given in the course in classroom instruction. Next is data analysis. Formal research often involves complex analysis of data, but raw data are rarely presented. However, in most action researchers involve simple analysis procedure with a focus on practical significance rather than statistical significance. And the last one is application of research. Researchers who do formal research emphasize the theoretical significance of their findings and implication for further research. In action research, by contrast, the practical significance of the result is of foremost importance. Action research report their findings mainly in an effort to clarify how the findings might affect their own work and to inform their colleagues about the possible implications for their professional practice.
For conclusion, action research is essential to scientific method of teaching. Teachers use action research to figure out what's works in the classroom and what does not. With so many teaching strategies at their disposal, teachers need to determine which one the best work for them and for their students. rather than simply going along with the news educational trend. In conclusion, its classroom action research method. Classroom action research method of finding out what's work in the best in on classroom so that the teacher can improve student learning. There are many ways to improve knowledge about teaching. Many teachers practice personal reflection on teaching, other conduct formal experience studies on teaching and learning. Classroom action research is more systematic than personal reflection, but it's more informal and personal than formal educational research. The third conclusion is the goal of classroom action research is to improve teacher on teaching in his own classroom, department, or school. Well, while there is no requirement that the finding be generalized to other situations, the results can add knowledge base. Classroom action research goes beyond personal reflection use informal research practice, such as brief literature review, group comparison, data collection, and analysis. Validity is achieved through the triangular of data. The focus is on practical significance of finding rather than statistical of theoretical significance. Findings are usually disseminated through brief reports and presentation to local college or administration.